The path for the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl this year starts now. I know technically it begins at the start of the regular season because if you don't win games, you're not going to make it to the playoffs. And if you do, it's because you sat on the edge of your seat hoping for a bunch of different scenarios and variables to happen so that you could punch your ticket into the postseason. Just ask the Bengals. This path to the Super Bowl starts with a win against the Cleveland Browns on Saturday. I'm not going to preview that game in this video because the other day, Hendo from the Rogue Pod and I did a live stream where we talked about that matchup in great detail. And if you missed it, I'll be sure to link it at the end of this video. But for me, this game against the Browns is a must win, even though the Ravens have already secured their spot in the playoffs. The reason I say that is because if the Ravens win against the Browns, they win the division. That's going to certainly boost their confidence as they head into the postseason. And I fully expect for this game on Saturday that the Ravens will play their starters for at least a quarter or two. And our guys are motivated, but several of our players have a little bit of extra motivation heading into the game against the Browns. Lamar Jackson needs 55 passing yards to reach 4,000 passing yards for the season. He needs 48 rushing yards to reach 900. And he only needs one more touchdown to reach 40 for the season. Rashad Bateman is another one who is also highly motivated because if he gets 20 yards this game, he will have a career high of 700 yards. Isaiah Likely, he only needs 61 yards to have 500 receiving yards in the season. And last but certainly not least is my guy, Odafe Oweh, who only needs one more sack to reach double digits. I should add that because the Ravens are taking on the Cleveland Browns, who have no idea what they are doing at quarterback, whether it's going to be DTR, but I hear he might be out, and it might be next man up, Bailey Zappi. You cannot convince me that Odafe Oweh cannot get at least one sack on either of those. You can't. I will not be convinced. But we have some very exciting news happening right now for our Baltimore Ravens. 9 of our players have been named as starters for this year's Pro Bowl. Lamar Jackson. No surprise there. Derrick Henry. Patrick Ricard. Zay Flowers. Tyler Linderbaum. Roquan Smith. Nnamdi Madubuike. Marlon Humphrey. And Kyle Hamilton. A huge congratulations to all of our players who made the Pro Bowl roster this year. Especially even more so for Zay Flowers, who in only his second year in the league becomes the first wide receiver in Ravens franchise history to make the Pro Bowl roster as a wide receiver. Let's go, Ravens. Onward and upward from here. Jeff Zrebic tweeted also that some of our players were selected as alternates. Mark Andrews, Ronnie Stanley, Chris Board, Kyle Van Noy, Nick Moore, Justin Tucker, and surprise for me, Daniel Falele. This is such a wonderful accomplishment to be named as a player on the Pro Bowl roster. because I'm sure it does wonders for these players' psyche, their confidence, just their overall, resilience, because they get to reflect on the many years that they've put in, the sacrifice, the blood, sweat, tears to get here. And now to be recognized for their efforts, I'm sure is extremely rewarding. But hopefully for our Ravens, we will not be in attendance to the Pro Bowl because we will be well on our way to New Orleans getting ready to contend and win the Super Bowl. One final thing before I go, I was pleasantly surprised. It gave me hope and it added to my excitement, was hearing from Todd Monken. Earlier this week, Todd Monken was asked questions about, kind of like where he stands in terms of the end of the season, moving into the postseason, and kind of comparing it to last year. And it was refreshing to hear that Todd Monken said that he took accountability. As a coach, it starts with me. I needed to get my players better prepared, and the players, they can play better as well. So it was not just on him, but it was not just on the players either. But for him to recognize that and actually speak that and convey that message resonated with me, because that is one thing the Ravens have to do, is to remain consistent and remain true to their run game. That is their identity. And if we deviate from that, we saw what happened last year in the AFC Championship game. So as Todd Monken said, the sting is still there. Let's hope we learned our lesson last year and that we're better prepared moving into the postseason this year. Ravens, you guys are poised for success. The only thing that we need from you: limit the penalties, remain true to your style of game, protect the ball, and for our defense to generate turnovers. That is it. There is no other team, I think, that can beat us if we remain true to who we are. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to come by on Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, where Hendo and I will do a live play-by-play of the last and final game for the Ravens this regular season. I'll see you soon. Take care, fam. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and head over and watch one of my last videos.